Alright, so we have our offering to the goddess. We're going to go put this in. This is the final lab. This one does cost, so if you fail, you got to go buy one of these. They're about 2 chaos. Usually they'll settle around 1. But yeah, if you die on this, it does matter. It's not just like go back in, easy. It feels bad when you die in here, I'll be honest. It feels real bad. But that's part of the game sometimes, man. It is indeed. We're gonna go see if there's a path on the bottom. Okay, so it's not that one. Sometimes there is like, well, either way you're gonna have to get a golden key. So Izaro's not super hard on the last one, it's just that the pathing will be a little bit more of a challenge for sure. Okay, so I don't think it's gonna be yet, but you will be required to get a gold key. Let's see where we're at right now. Alright, so this is silver key. In most of the final labs, you're required to do this, so we don't really care about the silver key for the rewards, but most of these areas will require a gold key. And ideally, if you want to carry multiple granite flasks on the final one, you can. As it is going to be the most difficult. Definitely, no question about it. I can swap to at the very end. Let me actually go down or to the right. So sometimes you'll have options to where you want to path. Sometimes there's so much visual clutter on the screen. Alright. So I think this way. I'm gonna go through the door. Make sure you time your dashes. Otherwise, you can instantly die. And it's no fun to die, obviously.
Sounds good. Does it work?
Yeah, there's a silver coin. So you're actually selling for a decent amount right now on this league. But we can go pick up, I think, a granite flask or 2 before I do a Zaro. Monsters aren't too much of a problem. The thing that you gotta watch out for is the traps, and this whole thing is like double and triple times the normal like fight. The last one's the one the only one I'm really worried about. So if I just type in like granite flask, I can go pick up like a couple of these. In fact, we can go modify. I won't have the charges right now. Let's see if we get cast speed. Yeah, that's actually like usable. Reduced duration I usually don't like, but if you want to, I probably have a few of these. Really? I only have 1 granite flask now? Okay. If you want to carry around, oh, okay, I already have one right here. Perfect. But you can carry around a few of these. I'm confident that I can do it, but like, let's say we wanted some more flasks, right? So for me, I don't really need curse immunity. Evasion rating, I mean, that's like a chance that we just don't take the damage. I'd rather just be more consistent with my HP. This is going to give us increased damage. The movement flask can actually still save you. I'm going to be... oops. I'm going to be a good teacher, and we'll go fill up these flasks. So, with this mechanic, you do have to be wary of the traps only. But, like, if I'm just trying to fill up these flasks, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Or we summon the Reaper, because the more units on screen, you can even like use summon skeletons again. But yeah, we're just trying to get these flasks filled up. I want to fill them up all the way too. So now what do we got? It's 37 charges. Yes. Perfect, perfect. And I also have on my belt reduce flask charges used. That won't really set any of these over unless they had like extra flask charges, but you can consider getting that as a modifier. Not specifically for this, but just in general, because in this league the flasks are definitely they're nerfed pretty hard, I'll be honest. Oh, thank you for PMing me that. Where the heck was it? Okay, so increased critical. We were actually looking at this. Okay, so this is level 18, and then plus 2. Oh, okay, that's not bad. We're actually thinking about going crit with this build eventually, and the reason why is because it might scale a little bit better, but obviously at the start you don't scale crit because it's just too difficult to scale. But yeah, watch out. He can definitely one-shot you. That's the move that you want to be careful about.
When I'm ready, and not before.
The important thing is not dying. When you hear that, like, charge-up sound, move. Don't worry too much about your damage. Unless, like, you're doing, like, 0 damage. The most important thing is not getting touched by him. Could I take a hit from him? Probably, to be honest. But do I want to? No. I don't trust him ever. No matter how strong you are, Zara, that's just how he is. Sometimes you get a little bit unlucky. And he hits you. And it feels real bad. Oh, you know what? Let's go through over here. Oh. Oh, there wasn't any button to push. That was a prank. Thank you. Sometimes you can get absolutely pranked. Okay. So open up this. You'll see pretty much where the... If I click on this, that opened up that. Like, when you click on these switches, look at the top right, and it'll kind of tell you where you need to go. And some of the things will respawn, that's why I'm, like, rapidly shooting at it. Okay, come on, it's going down. You kind of want to time it where it's like, you'll take some damage as soon as you enter. Oh, that was another fake switch. Take your time, though. What the heck? How am I taking damage? Was that lag? I don't even know how we were taking damage, to be honest. Remember, you can always use your dash to go up. But sometimes there's so much visual clutter because of minions that we have. So be aware of that too. Usually there'll be a golden key, so if it requires you to get a golden key, you'll have to get the golden key. It just kind of depends on the day of the lab. Right. Now, which way do we go? You know, I should have probably clicked on the map, but it's okay. We've done this enough times. So now this one's like double dangerous, potentially. Oh, this just lets us go back. Okay. So this one can actually be used to farm. Like, you can actually farm these as a form of endgame content if you want to. Sometimes it'll just be a chest reward, but I'm here to kind of just show you guys as much as I can. But what do you mean, Shiki, by the buttons? Are you talking about like the little switches for the like the conduit? So checking out this is always good. So you can see if I go up, there could be a key. We don't really care about the key. If you want to, you can go for it, but I don't care about the key. So I'm going to go back, and then knowing where that thing's kind of positioned, more than likely it's going to be towards the right. But like I mentioned before, skeletons instead of Reaper can be a good thing to swap into. Even if they die in one hit, remember Zara's going to one-shot you potentially, so if he one-shots the minions, the skeletons. The reason why I like the skeletons is just because you get them without a corpse, and usually when you summon them you get multiple. But also, they'll probably die to the traps instantly. Really? Okay, here's the path, I think. Oh, no. That's a little bit unlucky, but hey, it happens. Oh. So it showed off that it was to the right, but... The conduits, I gotcha. So, what do the conduits actually do, Shiki? Because I never really mess with them. I just know at the very end there's something that has Reflect Fizz sometimes on this one. and that thing will one-shot you, but we don't need to worry about that because he's not Fizz. I mean, we're not going to do physical damage for the most part. I mean, there is some physical, but our build's primarily cold, and if we have the Martyr of Innocence, we will also be hitting for fire. Watch out for these. And make sure you have some bleed immunity on one of your flasks, ideally on your life flask. It's usually the best. Okay, so we're here, and we don't want to go to the silver door. So added physical as extra element. Oh, it adds damage to him? What are the downsides if you touch it, though? Is there even a downside? Should you just touch them all? So I know he has those gargoyles. I can mouse over it. You know, I don't know if I want to hold still to mouse over it. There's no downside. Oh, okay. So it adds my damage, or it adds to his damage? Like, so it's gives him less damage, because there are switches and there's little gargoyles. I usually just sit far back and just kind of kill everything anyways. Oh, it's his damage, so it removes his added damage? Oh, okay. Thank you for letting me know. You know, I'm worried more, honestly, about his physical damage than anything, since we have this giant shield for 2,000 right now. But I'm still trying to play as safe as possible. That sound, that's the sound. What's going to give us the most damage, actually? I need to pop my flask to be smart. Dodge that. We got him. Alright. I know it looks like it's super easy, like, because I'm not taking any damage, but I promise you, he will one-shot you. It happens so often, and this is where a lot of people are like, dude, this game's impossible. I felt the same way, man. I really did. I still feel like he's one of the bosses that I'm still to this day scared of. On the last form only. It's on the last form and on the like, this is right now, it's the Uber Lab is what it's called. And the reason why is it's just too many bad experiences, and on top of that, like the last one, if you fail, not only is it longer, but you only get one shot at it. You know, you don't get to, if you die, there's no like go back, just try again for free. You gotta go either do one of those Trial of Ascendancies on the maps, which are not the most common, or I'm just gonna make sure that the Reaper, when I summon it, it does not kill the Stone Golem. Killing the Stone Golem equals bad. Oh, here's where we need to actually go. Woo. Can't even see. There's just too much visual clutter. This entire map looks very similar to the one we like just did, like the exact same layout. Okay, but make sure again you fill up your flasks. I actually don't mind getting. You can even get basalt flasks. Like if you're still having trouble, like he's still one-shotting you, even when your granite flask is up, you can get a basalt flask too. You can either go to the PoE trade website and get one, or sometimes as rewards for some of the quests, you can get them. And by all means, do all the quests in this game. If it's your first time playing, I think it's a good idea to do all the quests, just so you can like experience like, you know, the dialogue and stuff for the first time. But we get one of the best enchantments in the entire game when we do the very final one. It's the Helmet enchantment. And hopefully we'll get like extra bonus damage to Eye of Winter, or we can get like a bonus with something. It's just, it's random. Like the chances of you actually getting something are very, very slim. This guy's like a elite, so I don't trust him. Oh, the game is like, hey, you're talking about those basalt flasks. There we go. Hey, we got one. I don't have anything to modify it, but let's just throw it on. I'll you know, be smart. So this is what? When did they change this? What? They changed this. Basalt % more arm. Okay, this is an update. I mean, technically, yeah, it still works, but it's not what I wanted it to. It used to just be a physical damage reduction.
Sounds good. Doesn't work.
So, I mean, that was good that I now know that that thing is nerfed. This looks absolutely wild in terms of difficulty. Like, if I didn't have Stone Golem, I'd actually be worried. But I do, so, like, I could just walk through. And it's usually, if you have Stone Golem... Wait, we're missing our Golem. Oh, okay, there he is. Sometimes, like, even though they're supposed to be resummoned, sometimes if you, like, enter an area or something, whatever reason why, it doesn't give you back your Golem. But yeah, there's just 20% more armor. Like, yeah. While active, they provide Zara with increased damage. Oh, okay. So with the statues, I guess you can click on them. Like I said, since we have this, it should be... I mean, there's no reason not to hit them. Oh, so if you click on it, it's a short time. Oh, okay. So it's a short time where he does less damage. Okay. It's not a permanent. But, like, I mean, if there's no downside to hitting them, then yeah. But on the very final room, I mean, you don't get very much room to actually move around. Actually, let me be a good teacher here. We're on almost the final one. So here, oh, I thought it was lagging. Okay, it definitely lagged. So here's where we're at. We need to go here to the very final one. So it should be up and to the right. So let's go this way, actually. Oh, there's a trap. But again, Stone Golem just doesn't care. If we didn't have Stone Golem, oh, this looks very, very dangerous. Alright, we're good. Again, Stone Golem, take it slow. But Stone Golem is just, it is MVP. Our regen is pretty high. Which is awesome. Yeah, it's definitely lagging. Like, I clicked on the door and it's like half an hour later. Alright, we got all our flasks set up. This is the final one, guys. I'm still honestly pretty scared. Because at any point, he's just like deleted. And it feels so bad. And by the way, your space for moving is really, really low here. Make sure you got everything ready to go. Your flasks are filled up. This is the moment. Because the last fight is hardcore. Look at it. It's in fire. Like, it's in basically fire. You pretty much have no room to move around. Ooh. Yeah, that was with both flasks up, too. Ooh. He will teleport you. Oh, no. I think they make the difficulty even harder this league. Woo! Scary. So, like, yeah, the last fight definitely is a little bit more difficult from what I remember, at least last league, but whew, I just hate doing that whole thing over again, because this one in particular is so much more difficult. Woo! But the rewards are technically a little bit better if you want to do some of the side areas, get the extra keys for the treasure chests. I mean, we just got scraps, but like sometimes you can get good things. Go touch it. Woo! We did it. And so what I want to get, I honestly thought about getting this. I mean, the extra damage here. But this technically gives more damage and it regens mana. And I actually, now that we have this, I'm going to start respecking out of some of the mana nodes that we got. Specifically, like, these ones. Like, this is okay because it increases our life, and it paths us down towards this. I really like glancing blows, so I'm okay with this. The other life nodes, there's, like, life regen here. There's another, like, increased armor. But I'm probably going to take out these, because this, how it should work is... Where is it? We get 1% mana per second if we do exposure. Hydrosphere cold exposure applies -15, so we have extra -25 of the affected resistance. And on top of that, remember this has Hex Touch with the like adding this all up when these are max. We have 36 plus 42 negative resistances, and that's not even counting the elemental penetration, or any of the penetration. So we have 6% right there. I think we have another 2%. Oh, there's another 2% we can grab here. Is that all we have? But like, you can make enemies go into the negative resistances, and that's when you get like a really good damage. So I like it for that. But there's also this, for the cold, there is this. It's kind of up to you and what you want. I mean, I will definitely recommend these 6, but the last 2, it's kind of up to you. But don't just like put one into this, one to this. You want to get like one of the big nodes, okay? That's important. But we're still not done. We got one of the most important things. If you want to farm this, you can. So we have the helmet blast rain, increased area of effect. Well, you guys can see this kind of. 16 increased attack and cast speed if we killed recently. I want that because the blast rain isn't going to be affecting me. The firestorm duration doesn't affect me. But you can sell some of these. And the important thing to do is go to the PoE.trade website and see if these are worth anything. So for example, if I'm to share my screen right here and we go to, we type in helmet and we type in, let's say, blast rain. Blast rain. And you have to have this on a good increased damage, and this is the best one. So it's blast range 24. Oh, it's not increased damage, it's increased area effect. There's like sometimes multiple modifiers. So 24 and hit search, and this is just like in a flat helmet. What are these worth? So you can see kind of what they're going for, but usually you'd want it in like something good. Like, okay, so Stark Hunters is pretty decent. Like, it's like a unique, or if you look at the helmet and it's got like usually life, double, triple resistance, or something good, and it's selling for a lot, you can think about putting that in your helmet, selling it. Like I have a Crown of the Inward Eye, which is a pretty decent item, and if that was in it, it would be worth like a certain amount. For me, like, is this one really worth that much? I would say, It depends on what people are playing this league too. Like this other one, we go to Firestorm. Wait, is this new? Oh, sometimes there won't be newer things because it's so new, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, wait. Let me type in increased firestorm. So yeah, there can be. Okay, let's at least check out Withering Step. Step has additional. Oh, how much? Okay, well let's put 3. I'm not sure what this is, but let's again check it out. See what these are. Oh, this one's expensive. Wait, what? This one's. Oh, okay. The enchant's just not on the top. So this one could be a good roll on it. So like, even though like I like my helmet now, I'll just sell this one with this enchant, and I could sell it for a lot more. But right now, I don't even have a helmet to replace my current one, so I might not want to do that. So keep that in mind as well. But just this, I mean, this is what they're asking for. Are they actually going to get it? I don't know. So you can take that into consideration as well, but choose what you want to. But those are the kind of like the options at the very end. But that's the final lab. We did it. I'm gonna actually look up some of these other things, and it's gonna take some time. But we got the lab done, and that's the most important part. Alright, so now that we've completed the final lab, there's still a lot more to learn, but I do want to show you guys something with the gems. As I mentioned, picking up some of the quality ones for later can be a good thing. You know, if you haven't been doing it, don't worry at all, it's not that big of a deal. But I have all of these gems that we picked up, you know, as we progressed. I've actually had a lot more, but I'm just going to show you guys just a small amount for an example. And then what you can do with these is every 40 quality in total to a vendor will give you a gem cutter's prism. This is going to upgrade the quality of the gem. The quality of the gem will increase maybe the damage, maybe the duration of something. It kind of just depends on the gem. Now the way you can find out what the gem will give you when you start putting in more quality is by going to the PoE wiki, or just kind of just googling, you know, what each one does, because each one might have a different effect that you might not even want. Now there are something called alternate gem qualities that I do want to go over, and if you go to like the Path of Exile fandom, or is like the wiki here, you'll be able to see the different types of gems. So there's an inspiration gem, and then there's the superior version, anomalous, and the divergent. More than likely you'll always come across is going to be like the regular one, which is like the regular inspiration, but you can mouse over and it'll tell you if it's like the certain version of it. You'll get the alternate quality ones via doing a mechanic called heist, which we'll go into later. But pretty much what it comes down to is checking what the bonus gets per 1% quality. This one makes it so supported skills have increased inspiration charge duration. So for our build, we are using inspiration, but this ability right here to have increased duration, it's relatively small, so I may not actually want to go for it. It's not that bad if I decide to go for it, but it might not be something that's super important for us, as the duration of this, it lasts a short duration, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to be building it up anyways. What would be more of a benefit for us for extra quality is, for example, this increased critical strike support. For every 1% quality, we have increased critical strike chance. This is something that we'll be benefiting from the whole time. Generally, the quality will almost always be better. There are certain weird circumstances where quality would not be better. But I recommended you guys to quality up your gems. If you have the currency, what you can do is you can take any gem and just start putting these in here and you'll upgrade the quality. But that's kind of a waste, depending on the gem. The better thing to do is actually to level up the gem to 20. So as I've been just playing, I got a couple gems here that have reached level 20. Some of them are still working their way up, like this one. Even though it says it's level 22, it's actually 19, but we get an additional 3 from the staff that we have. So I'm going to start leveling these up via Gem Cutter's Prism. But if they are level 20, I could take it to a vendor, and I would just put this in here. And let me move it actually right here so you guys can kind of see it. But you can see that it'll give me a scroll fragment. But if I put a level 20 gem in with a Gem Cutter's Prism, I will get a level 1 gem, but it has 20 quality. But we have the increased inspiration charge duration. Now, I really don't care too much about the inspiration charge duration, so this one I don't need right now. If you need to get Gem Cutter's Prisms, what you can do is you can put in these gems that just have any quality. A 20% quality one will guarantee you 1 Gem Cutter's Prism, but you can also pick these up, you can trade these with people, but I'm just going to go ahead and put in a bunch of these, and I'm just going to get some Gem Cutter's Prisms, and we should get 3 from this. You could sit there with the calculator and add it up, but pretty much it's going to give you 1 per 40 quality total added up. But if you want to, feel free to go calculate it yourself. You won't get any like bonus if you go like over the amount, so try to keep it within a certain area. Like if you're going to get like another gem and you're like 1% off, don't just trade in gems. Wait till you get that extra 1% for the extra 1 Gem Cutter's Prism, if that makes any sense. So that way you're not really wasting it. So now that we have all of these, I'm going to increase the critical strike support, the crit damage support, and the hatred and the Herald of Ice. These are the ones that I feel like I would benefit the most from. So I will just go over here. You could do multiple at once. You don't have to do it one at a time, but I'm just trying to visually show you guys like the differences over here. So right now this one already has 10% quality, but if I put this one over here, sometimes the decimal place will move. So keep that in mind as well, and you can't see it, or it will add on to a stat that's already there, so it will be like, wait, what the heck? You will have to re-level up the gem, but that's really not that big of a deal, so we're just going to go ahead and start quality up all of these gems. So we're going to do it, I'm just going to do it one at a time so you guys can kind of see the differences. So this is 138 Critical Strike Multi. This one, you could see, we were like, what the heck, it's only 110, it's going lower. Yes, because it's a lower level, but because of the difference in the quality, that's going to change. Like if I go to the wiki and type in like increased critical damage support, you'll see that this one over here will grant me increased critical damage support. So they'll also have a plus 0.75 critical strike multiplier, and that is per 1% quality. So that's going to start adding up. And again, some of the numbers, because it overlaps on whatever stat already exists in it, it'll look like it goes lower, but when you level it back up to 20, it will be better than what's already here. And I also want to do hatred. Like I said, you could do multiples of these at once, but for the sake of the video, I'm just doing it one at a time so you guys can see the difference here. So you can see that this number, I'm not sure what this one, oh, this is increased area of effect. This is what this one offers it. So when they like pop, it's going to pop more. So we can go ahead and grab this one as well. And then I'm going to, if you hold shift, you can click it so there's just one of the gems shown. And I'm going to do this to all of the ones right now that I feel like would get a benefit. Again, you could be running different skills. Don't feel like you are always locked to playing with these very specific ones. But I'm going to re-level up all the gems back to 20. It doesn't really take that long to get to like level 17 and 18 ish. But once you get into like 19 and 20, those take a lot longer, but it's fine. You're going to be grinding anyways. But you'll notice immediately at the start, like if you do this to all your gems, your damage is going to go down significantly, but it will climb up back really, really fast because you're going to level them up. But yeah, this one I feel like I don't really have to do right now, but I do want it to do a Hydrosphere because this is going to increase the tick rate at which it like pulses, at least for this version of the gem. So yeah, that's what this one does. Where is it? Pulses every 0.4 seconds, and then the other one was pulses every 0.4 seconds. I know the quality changes that. Again, sometimes when the number, like the decimal, is too low, it might not show. I know it's kind of weird, but yeah, that's what it should be doing, unless it got updated, because they also updated the Diamond Flask, which I do want to mention. So Diamond Flask, I mentioned before, it makes your critical hit chance lucky. That was a mechanic that I guess got updated more recently, and instead of getting basically double crit chance, you just get 100% increased global critical strike chance, which does not mean 100% crit. It's 100% of whatever you have on your crit of your spell, attack, whatever it is. So pretty much what it comes down to, at best, depending on what your item is, you can get about 10-ish crit, because it depends on, again, what your skill is. But if your like weapon has 10% crit, 100% is just another 10%. But on average, most weapons, it can range anywhere from like 5 to 8% on average. But when you also add other things, it will give you crit base like a flat number on whatever weapon that you have equipped. This could be different, but again, this did get changed, and I want to mention it for you guys. And then with LE weakness, let's see what we get over here.
Salah.
So if I throw in elemental weakness and throw this in here, we have, I think this one, let me just check this one up, elemental weak. And it's important to check these out all the time, because not only because the game updates, but sometimes, you know, you may not really want to upgrade it. Like, for example, the Inspiration. I could care less to upgrade it. I probably will end up doing it if I have an extra one of these, but right now, I believe I'm just going to be upgrading Frostbite and LE weakness. So this one actually gives another 0.25 per quality. Again, sometimes you won't be able to tell because it just doesn't show up, or the decimal, whatever the case may be. But yeah, this one I do want to upgrade as well, so we'll upgrade this one. And then our Frostbite over here, so that'll be the last one that I'm going to upgrade. And if you guys are like following me basically like side by side, feel free to do the exact same ones I'm doing. With Frostbite, we have increased, I looked this one up right before, Frostbite PoE. And then we go to Wiki, and this one is increased. Freezes on cursed enemies have 1% increased duration per, so that's going to be 20% increased frozen. So that's like a survivability thing, but it can also kind of make it so you're dealing more damage as the enemy's not going to be moving, so you can keep on slamming them with, you know, that perfect angle with a little, like, you know, bounces and stuff. So this one is definitely going to be more of a benefit for us. Like I said, if you go to your damage sheet and you check out the differences in the damages, you're going to lose a lot of damage early on. So what I can recommend you guys to do, if you guys have just done this, is don't run the same tier of maps. Like right now, we are currently doing, I was thinking about playing with Arctic Arbor as well later down the line, just to get more physical damage reduction. But like, let's say I'm doing red maps, because that's kind of where I'm at right now. So if I'm doing like these red maps, like I've completed a few, I think we've done a couple, like 16s, some 15s, but basically, let me just grab this. So let's say like at this point you're doing like red maps, or whatever the color of the map that you would normally do, whether whatever tier it is. I recommend at the very beginning, since you may not do as much damage, lower it by maybe like 1 or 2 tiers, like just for like 1 or 2 maps. The reason why is because as soon as you go in, you're going to be leveling up the gems very fast. Like for example, if I just throw this one in here, I could quality it up, but I just want to run it in just dry real quick. I guess we do have sextants over here, but I'll just kill a couple things here, just so you guys can see that like we're going to start leveling our gems up. Like it's going to be like rapid fast, but we're going to have a lot less damage. Oh, it kind of messed up my my positioning of some of these skills. Okay, keep in mind, like when you resocket gems, so you can see that this thing is leveled up, this thing's leveling up. They're all going to start leveling up very, very fast. And basically you just re-level up all your gems. Nothing too big with that. Just start clicking away, and everything will start to level up. and you'll be back on track to doing more damage very, very soon. But that's where I want to go ahead and cut it for this part of our little play session here. But anyways, drop a like on your way out, and I'll see you guys on the next part when we cover some of the more like different details, like the watchstones, which you guys kind of might have actually already done some of the mechanics. But again, there's just so much to cover in PoE in just any time frame. Like this game, for like a full walkthrough guide to learn everything in the game, it's maybe like 100+ hours, and even I don't know every single thing with the game. And I've completed the game. We've done Sire, Shaper. These are like the end game bosses that you don't get to until you go to your like map and you stock at all of these and you start messing around. And actually, we did one of these bosses. There's where's it? There's like these other special bosses like the Chimera, and yeah, there's more stuff to do in this game, but I don't want to make this video too long. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next part, and I'm out. Peace.